Well, you guys, I am super, super tired. I was burning the midnight oil last night, working on this mosaic pattern sequence, and I'd print it out and then I'd work it up to see it's not working. It's so frustrating. So before I knew it, the clock said 3:30 and I'm like, oh my gosh, I gotta go to bed. And of course I woke up at 7:30 this morning, got myself a drink, and I said, I'm going back to bed. And then I got back up at 10:30. So forgive me if I seem a little off. So I'm here today because I wanted to share my WIPs, my finished projects, and some yarn that I got. Some of them I ordered back before Christmas and I just got it. So you know how slow sometimes corporations can be when they're getting their stuff together. First thing, I really, really like mosaic crochet. So I wanted to do a small project just to play around with it. And some of the yarn that I had picked up last week from Hobby Lobby, I was like, oh, this will be perfect for it. So this is another good use for variegated yarn. So this project is complete. It's a cowl, quite chunky. It's not cold enough here in Florida for them, but it's a nice, easy project. So for this, it's worked in the round, and you can barely tell where my seam is. I mean, I can see it because I did it. But you tell me, do you see the seam? Okay, so I think I went around the full way. But that's so pretty. I don't know if you can see the sparkle in it, but this I used the ivory that had the gold metallic in it. And this was one of my variegated yarns that I picked up. And I started working on that because I had ordered a pattern and yarn from Lion Brand. It was using Vanna's Choice yarn. So it was using Vanna's Choice yarn, and it was for this pattern here. And, well, I decided I wanted to do it a different color than what they were showing in the pattern. And I didn't pay attention to the fact that the color I picked had less yardage than the color that they suggested with the pattern. Now, I did pick the Vanna's Choice, but I went with a different color. So I ran out of yarn. I swear, that's a story of my life. I ran out of yarn. This is what I had left out of my 7 skeins. Hardly anything at all. So that's the front of it. I need a sleeve. So I'm short a sleeve. Here is the back. The pattern says that the skill level is intermediate, but the stitches in it are pretty easy. It's double crochet, it is a fillet crochet, and a cross stitch, which is, you know, an X. And then you make these little patches with the switching from the different stitches, and you divide the patches with the fillet crochet. What makes this a difficult project, where I could see them saying intermediate, the pattern is not easy to read. I would read it, look at my work, go back and read it, look at my work, read it out loud to myself, and then be like, okay. Some of it isn't explained very well. The other thing that I'll say about this pattern, it's very boxy. So in my opinion, if that matters to anyone, boxy clothes do not look good on girls that are busty or chunky. And being a chunky busty myself, I'll never be able to wear this. And I wanted to make it for myself. I picked a larger size, and it's so boxy. And this yarn, Vanna's Choice, I know a lot of people like it, but I don't think it should be used for a sweater. It doesn't have much drape, and the pattern, like the yarn says to use a 6mm hook. The pattern called for a 5.5mm hook, which made the stitches even tighter to take away some of that drape and flow. So I'm not super thrilled with that. And the other yarn that I picked up at Hobby Lobby last week that I wanted to remake this sweater in, if the pattern worked out for me, because I thought it would make it look more interesting, that's not going to happen, because it's not something that I could wear, and I would actually like to make something for myself. So when I ran out of yarn for this, that's when I started on the cowl. When I finished the cowl, I said, well, you know, a few months back, I had purchased another pattern off a Lion brand, Tony's Cuffed Cardi. This is a pattern written by Tony over at TL Yarn Crafts. And she recommended, she says it's level 2, easy. So far I'm finding it very easy. And she recommended to use, I want to lose where I'm at. She recommended to use Lion brand Heartland yarn. Oh, this stuff is so soft. She had a great choice for yarn for a sweater. So again, I had to bump up to a larger size, and I've completed the back panel. And I've got this much done of one of the 2 front panels. And her pattern is so far, her pattern is super easy to read. And it's done in a half double crochet V-stitch, which I think is a gorgeous stitch. So I am enjoying this pattern so far. We'll see when it comes to reducing and doing the little trim and the sleeves and all that. So I'm not there yet. But so far, I'm liking it. I'm liking it a whole lot. So that is, other than working on these mosaic designs, because I want to do a mosaic blanket. Like, I'm going to have a million blankets, but you know what? Christmas comes every year. And the earlier we start, we've got some great Christmas gifts. So I want to make a mosaic blanket, but I want to do one where it's got the different pattern sections and divide it with the border. So I was working on that last night, and I get it to where, okay, this might work. Oh, nope, that won't repeat in 36 stitches. Or it was a struggle. And so I couldn't use some of the little designs that I wanted to, because my brain just, maybe it's because I was tired, but my brain just could not wrap around, how am I going to make this work? If I wanted to do my blanket 150 stitches, and this pattern repeat is 12, and this pattern repeat is 5, how am I going to make it fit? And I mean, I know I could like cut a pattern, a chunk of it off and start like that, but getting it to where I can just sit there and look at the chart and, you know, just kind of like, okay, I got to do 3 singles, okay, 2 drop downs, 3 singles, 2 drop downs, and just get that nice easy repeat for the pattern. But the beginning and the end might be a little different. So I was struggling last night with wrapping my brain around that. So I looked at it a little bit more today, and I think I might be there. I won't use as many different patterns as I originally wanted to, but I don't need to. So I got to do a test and see how it works out, and then go from there. And then, you know, by I prefer the chart over the written pattern because it's just, to me, it's just easier to look at that chart, and wherever there's an X, I know I have to do that drop down double crochet. And then I just go from there. And I just, block it off with a piece of paper. So, okay, this is the row I'm on. When I'm done with that, move up to the next row and so on. So those are this week's works. And now we have some yarn. I'm hoping 2 of these boxes are from Lion Brand. I know one of them is my order from before Christmas. And then I'm hoping that this one is Savannah's choice so I can finish that sweater. I have a very tall niece that might be able to put it to use. She's a big girl, but only because she's tall. So maybe boxy won't look so bad on her. But yes, this bag is Savannah's choice in the color of Sea Spray Mist. And it was funny because when I ordered the pattern and the yarn, for the size I chose to use, it said 7 skeins. Well, those had like 170 in it. These 170 yards, these only have 145 yards. So 25 yards less times 7. So that's that's like a whole skein short. So hopefully, I mean, I'm sure I have enough because I ordered 5. I don't know why I did that, other than I paid full price with a coupon code for that. And for these, they had them on clearance. So I'm like, I have to get it now because they're clearancing it out and I won't be able to get the color and have that extra sleeve. So we ordered it and a few extras just to be on the safe side. So that was that package. Then the next package that I got in, this is the one that I think is my order from before Christmas. And it is, all right, so this again was on clearance, but it seems like they always have it on clearance. So I don't know if that's a planned thing or nobody likes this yarn. But it is a shawl and a ball. And I've got a few different colors. This one, I already had a couple of these. So I ordered another one to make sure that I had enough to do a project that I have in mind that maybe someday I'll get to. Okay. These don't look the same, but these 3 are the same color. So I guess inside the reds is the blue that's on the outside of this one. So that should be interesting worked up. These all 3 kind of look the same. This one looks a little lighter than these, but it's just the way, it wraps. You can see from the center there. This one is called Cleansing Quartz. This other one is Moonstone. That one sounds fun. This one I thought was the prettiest one because it has purples and blues and greens. And it is called Prism. Look at those pretty colors in that. That's just gorgeous. So these I took advantage of because they're on clearance. But every time I check what they have on clearance, it's always there. So like I said, I don't know if that's just like a thing that they do just so that they can say they have something on clearance, or if nobody really likes that yarn. Who knows? Then, see, now all 3 of these packages came yesterday. When I stepped outside, I saw 2 boxes sitting inside the gate. And I'm like, Amazon? Did Jack order another package? That's John's son. And he doesn't trust his neighbors, so he has anything that he orders online, he has shipped to us, which I wouldn't trust my neighbors either because the mail misdelivered a package to the neighbors to the west of me. And mind you, this was a $400 package. and the post office uses a GPS on their scanner, so they know exactly where in your driveway or your yard or on the road that they are at when that package is scanned as delivered. And it was to this neighbor. And they say they don't have it. I watched the post office go there like 3 times trying to retrieve this package. Well, for all the haters out there on people that hate Amazon, Amazon did me right. I went and got a post office box so that I wouldn't ever have that happen again, so that any packages would be in a safe place, and then I can just go pick them up. Yes, it's an inconvenience to go pick them up, but the people next door, they're not getting my stuff anymore. So I made the mistake and didn't change the address on it to the P.O. box. So when I went outside and I saw the package out there, I immediately thought Jack had another package coming in. So I go out to get the 2 boxes that I seen, and the one was the shawl and the ball and the other's Amazon, and it's addressed to me, and I'm like, I ordered something? What did I order? And then when I opened the box, I was like, oh yeah, I just forgot to change the address. I guess I should just set it as the regular thing so I don't have to worry about doing that. So, long story short, my son gave me an Amazon gift card for Christmas. And between the Amazon gift card and my rewards points that I'd been saving up, which wasn't a lot because I used most of them when I was doing some Christmas shopping, I was looking, and I wanted, after working with this Heartland yarn on this Tony's cardigan sweater, I was like, this stuff is so soft, I wouldn't mind having some more. So I looked at Lion Brand's website, and I'm like, oh, that's just expensive. And I know other places sell Lion Brand, so I was checking it out to see if anybody, the price difference. Because, I mean, at least if you can get free shipping, it's not so bad, but you have to order so much. And I'm limited on space, and then I don't necessarily have a project idea in mind, except that if I like this sweater, I'll make myself another sweater. So, when I was looking on Amazon, I searched, and they had some yarn, the Heartland yarn, and it was $4 something, but just this one color. All the other colors were like $10, $12. I'm like, are you kidding me? I know you're adding shipping into this, but I pay for Prime. And that should cover the shipping, you would think. But as much as I order from them, they lose money. So the color that they had, that was I want to say $4.74, $4.64, something like that. The color that they had is Great Smoky Mountains. And so between the gift card and my reward points, and because I have Prime, so I get free shipping, it was way cheaper to order it off of Amazon than it was to order off of Lion Brand. And because this was cheaper on Amazon than on Lion Brand, I don't know if they had this color or not, makes me think that it must be a discontinued color. So somebody probably got this at a really, really good price and like bought out whatever they had on stock and then listed it on Amazon. They're going to make a little bit of a profit, especially when you compare it to the prices of the other ones. But it looks like a heathered, like it's got the light and the dark mixed in it. But it's a very pretty gray, and I do light grays. So I got those. I don't know how many I got. The box is really heavy. Oh, there's air bubbles in the bottom. Air bubbles. Makes it look like I got a whole lot. So I have 2, 4, 5. I ordered 8 of them. And I got it for free because my reward points, my free shipping, and my gift card. So that is what I got in the mail for new yarns. And so the shawl and the ball, and we'll go back to that one, because they always have it on clearance. You know, it's like, it's glittery, you know, it's got the metallic, polyester metallic running through it. So you could definitely make yourself something that is along the lines of an evening wear, like, you know, if you're still into the clubbing scene. I had made this. It's very loose. It's supposed to be big. It's got like a boat neck. It's just made out of 2 rectangular panels with a little bit of just regular double crochet at the bottom. I'm trying to hold it up. At the bottom to make it look like it's got a little bit of a border. It's hard to see with the colors. And, you know, it's just a mesh. So you wear like a tank top underneath it. And then nobody's going to see your stuff. And it's real loose fitting, you know, wrap a belt around it or however they style their clothes these days. But, you know, it's sparkly. You could, if your favorite color is glitter, this would work for you. So this is, you can wear it either way. You can have it with the light colors in the front, or you could have it with the dark colors in the front. And, you know, just depends on your mood. And it's really easy to do with just 2 rectangles. But there's other things, even though it's called shawl in a ball, there are other things that you can do with it. Doesn't have to be a shawl. So that is my week in crochet. 2 projects in the works. 3 if you count the mosaic thing I'm trying to do. 1 that was completed, small one. And then we can't forget the temperature blanket, so we're always working on that. So the next time that we'll see you is with the temperature blanket update. But in the meantime, YouTube and I think you should see this video right here.